Welcome to Bedtime Myths and Mysteries, where legends never sleep. London, November the 4th, 1605. The city holds its breath, a spark waiting to be struck. Beneath the tower, a man waits in chains, his name already whispered like a curse. The powder sleeps, the king still lives, and before dawn, the man who would have burned a kingdom must face the dark he tried to light. This is the final night of Guy Fawkes, the night before the fire. The stone breathes. It's not alive, not truly, but the damp seems to draw breath from me. Every exhale gathers against the wall and crawls back across my cheek, cold, wet, patient. I can smell the river outside, mud, iron, smoke. The Thames is the only thing that still moves freely. I don't sleep anymore. I just close my eyes and listen. The rats have a path they take each night, behind the brick. They scurry when the guard passes with his lantern. I count them like prayers. 1, 2, 3. Each a sin forgiven. Each a name I will never hear again. They think I cannot hear. They whisper about the gallows already built, about the barrels dragged out from beneath the Parliament cellar, about how close the king came to ash. They say my name like a curse, Guy Fawkes. But when they spit it, I hear devotion. They fear what I believed. They should. I see it still, the cellar, the kegs lined like sleeping beasts. I smell the powder, dry and eager. My hands tremble not from age or injury, but memory. I remember striking the flint, testing the spark, the tiny flame that could have changed God's silence into thunder. Pain is a constant now. It hums behind my ribs, a low tune the torturer taught me. He said confession would ease it. But what ease is there in naming your brothers? Catesby, Percy, Winter. Their faces flicker behind my eyes like candle shadows, half burned and smiling. They say they will hang me come morning, hanged, drawn, and quartered. Words spoken so often they lose their edge, until you imagine the rope-biting skin, the belly open to daylight, the smell of one's own entrails. I try not to imagine, yet my mind paints it for me, in faithful detail. Drip, drip. The rhythm mocks the seconds, each one a footstep closer to dawn. I think of the match that never touched powder, the spark that died unborn. Was it God's mercy or his cruelty? I speak to no one, yet words form in the dark. My tongue shapes them as though to a priest. Forgive me, I whisper, but the air is thick with old confessions. The tower keeps them all, every plea, every scream, woven into its mortar. Rain, a blessing perhaps. It cools the fever in my head. I tilt my face toward it, taste soot and salt. The city sleeps unaware of how near they came to ruin. I wanted to light the sky for them, to burn away the rot, a cleansing. Instead, I will burn alone. I see faces in the flame. My mother, her rosary glinting, a priest whispering of martyrdom, the king's face, pale as parchment, all of them merging, melting. The flame stretches higher, dances like it hears my thoughts. Fire has always listened.
Still awake, traitor?
His voice is rough, bored, human. I almost laugh. Aye, I say, for sleep is a mercy reserved for the loyal. He mutters something about dawn and food. The latch closes. The corridor swallows him. Alone again. The candle leans low, wick drowning in wax. I press my palm against the floor, feel the chill seep upward. I imagine it rising through me, freezing the blood before they can spill it. They build while I wait, wood on wood, rope over beam. Each strike vibrates through the stones. I try to pray, but my voice trembles. Lord, guide my soul through fire. The words taste of iron. For a moment, the cell brightens like dawn. I see dust hang in the air, glittering. I almost believe the sun has risen early to witness me. Then the wick steadies, and the light retreats. You would have burned them all. I turn sharply. The voice seems to come from the corner, from the dark, where the straw gathers. But there is nothing, only the scrape of rat claws retreating. Perhaps I am already dead, dreaming this cell. Perhaps the powder did ignite, and all this is the smoke after. I touch my wrist. The chain is real, the pain precise. No dream would bother with such detail. I am still here, for now. When it dies, I will sit in true dark. I wonder what that will feel like. No shadow, no flame, no sin left to warm me. Only the waiting. The candle bends. The flame sighs. Darkness comes crawling in like a tide. And still, I breathe. I cannot tell if my eyes are open. The dark is whole, pressed against the skin like a hood. My breathing sounds too loud. When I move, the chain scrapes the floor, a whisper sharper than prayer. They come, 2 of them. The one with the keys coughs first, always the same man. The other says nothing. He carries the whip. I smell oil and wet leather before I see them. On your feet, Mr. Fawkes. My knees resist. The body forgets commands it fears. They haul me upright, iron-biting skin already raw. The world tilts. I taste blood, old, metallic, familiar. They march me through a corridor that breathes frost. The stones sweat. The torches sputter. Water drips somewhere overhead, like a metronome for misery. I glimpse the chamber ahead, the rack gleaming like a wooden cross, reimagined by the devil. It waits, indifferent, ropes coiled like serpents. They do not speak at first. The examiner simply nods. I feel the ropes loop my wrists, the twist of the wheel beginning, slow as a prayer turned inside out. The first pull stretches the bones until they hum. A second twist, and I hear myself break. A sound halfway between cough and scream. They ask the names again. I do not answer, not for faith nor loyalty, but because the pain has become language enough. Each jolt speaks for me. The king will have confession before the cock crows. Speak. I raise my head. You will have silence, I say, though the words leak out broken, syllables flayed. He sighs, a tired sound, almost pity. Another twist. The world brightens white, then red. For an instant, I am weightless, floating above the rack, watching a man writhe who wears my face. When the wheel stops, time stops with it. My arms dangle wrong. The body is foreign. I hear quills scratching parchment, the examiner recording my silence. Ink and blood make similar stains. They untie me at last, let me fall. The floor greets me like a lover, cold and certain. They drag me back through the hall, a sack of bone and breath. Back in the cell, the dark feels kind by comparison. I curl myself small, a shadow within shadow. Pain throbs like a second heartbeat. I can still feel the wheel turning somewhere inside, even though I lie still. I whisper to the wall, to the rats, to the candle stub. Is this justice? The wall gives no answer, only chill. The rats resume their path. Even they must eat. Dawn. The air shifts, pale light creeping through the slit window, thin as mercy. I see the dust dancing again, gold in grayness. Morning smells of rain and execution wood. I try to move my hands. One refuses. The other trembles, as though recalling the ropes. My voice is gone. The silence feels earned. London stirs. They will come to see the traitor hang. Mothers will lift children to their shoulders. The crowd will cheer when the trapdoor falls. They will call it justice. they will call it peace, and tomorrow they will forget. The warmth hurts, fire in miniature, my penance. The guard enters again, 3 soldiers behind him. One carries water, one a rope, one the hood. They are silent, efficient. Ritual has its dignity. It's time. I nod. My legs protest, yet they move. The floor seems further away than before. Each step echoes, a drumbeat counting down. The corridor opens to a courtyard slick with rain. The gallows stands at its heart, tall, skeletal, draped with fresh rope. Beyond, the stake waits for the fire. The smell reaches me first. Pitch, oil, damp wood. Death has a scent, like unfinished work. I climb the steps one by one. The rope sways slightly, impatient. My breath clouds before me, thin and human. The priest's words tremble through the air. Miserere me, Deus. Have mercy upon me, O God. I mouth the rest with him, though my tongue splits the Latin like a novice. The wood beneath my feet creaks. I think of gunpowder, the clean certainty of it, the instant absolution of flame. How gentle compared to this theatre. The executioner pulls the lever. The world jerks downward. A flash of white pain, a crack, and then I see the sky upside down. Clouds drift like ash. My vision narrows, edges burning gold. The last thing I hear is my own breath leaving me, shaped like a prayer, stolen by wind. And so ends the man who tried to unmake a kingdom. They say his body was parted, his name condemned. But the spark he carried refused to die. It hid itself in whispers, in firelight, in every November flame that still dares to rise. To some, he was a traitor. To others, a martyr. But history keeps both truths and lets the rain decide which to wash away.
Breath of faith undone in the name of fire and gun. When the night light the sky, saints and traitors both shall die. Under moss and hollow eyes, truth is drowned where darkness lies. Ash and treason, spark and bone, every oath becomes a stone. Flame remembers, hearts forget. London sleeps in cold regret. Crow feathers fall on Parliament's door. Faith and fury on the floor. Powder dreams, a martyr's kiss. All that's left is this abyss. Drums in the distance, soft and low. Ravens circle where embers glow. Names erased in candles sowed. History roots in poisoned fruit. Burn the night like the sky. Saints and shadows unify. Smoke ascends, the bells reply. Heaven closed its watching eye. Ash and treason, spark and bone. Every word carved into stone. Justice laughs, the guilty kneel. No one knows what pain is real. Remember, remember, the 5th of November. Gunpowder, treason and flame. But who was the villain who lit the spark? And who still whispers his name? Burn the night, light the sky. Let the condemned learn to fly. Through the smoke his soul will rise. A ghost beneath the city's eyes. Lantern fades to blackened glass. Time forgets what came to pass. In the dark, one ember glows, the spark the century still holds.